Class, our topic for today is capital budgeting. Class, our topic for today is capital budgeting. Medyo magiging comprehensive yung discussion natin today. Okay? Are you ready? Sige, let's start. Capital budgeting involves long-term investment decisions. Long-term, ibig sabihin, more than 1 year. So, class, if you recall, nag-discuss tayo before ng budgeting. Naalala nyo pa yung master budget, yung operational budget, yung financial budget? Ayun, short-term budgeting yun. Yung capital budgeting is long-term budgeting. Okay, starting by examples ng capital budgeting. For example, class, magko-construct tayo ng mga condominium units and then ibebenta natin. O kaya naman, mag-o-open tayo ng bagong factory para mag-increase yung production. O kaya, bibili tayo ng equipment. So, as long as yung investment involves huge amount of money and then long-term, yung investment, ang tawag dun is capital budgeting. Okay? Now, because capital budgeting involves huge amount of investment, dapat dyan involve si top management and board of directors. Okay? Kasi yung capital budgeting, malaki yung impact niyan sa isang company. Okay? So yung top management and BOD, magre-receive sila ng iba-ibang investment proposals and magde-decide sila whether to accept or reject the investment proposals. Okay, sir, paano malalaman ng top management and BOD if i-accept or i-reject nila yung investment proposal? By using capital budgeting techniques. Okay, we can categorize the techniques into two. Meron tayong non-discounting techniques and discounting techniques. Sir, ano difference between the two? Sa discounting, well, kino-consider natin yung time value of money. Okay, later, magre-review tayo ng time value of money. Yung non-discounting naman, obviously, opposite lang yan. Hindi niya kino-consider yung time value of money. Alright? Sige, now, under non-discounting, meron tayong two techniques or two models. We have the payback period and we have the accounting rate of return. Okay? So, payback period and accounting rate of return. That's under non-discounting. Doon naman tayo sa discounting. May tatlo yan. First is NPV or net present value. Second is profitability index or PI. Third is internal rate of return or IRR. Okay? So, isulat mo muna. Later, i-apply natin yan sa handouts natin. Okay? Now, mag-start muna tayo with non-discounting techniques. Okay? So, again, ang first dyan is the payback period. So, sulat natin dito, payback period. Sir, ano ba ibig sabihin ng payback period? Well, basically, payback period, this is the time it takes to recover the initial investment. Okay? Time it takes to recover the initial investment. Usually, class, expressed in number of years yan. Okay, yung payback period. So basically, gaano katagal natin marirecover yung in-invest natin. Yun yung payback period. Okay? Now, dalawang scenarios ng payback period. Pwedeng even cash flows or pwedeng uneven cash flows. Okay? So yan yung may encounter mo dyan. For example, class, yung project natin, ang amount niya, mag-construct tayo ng condominium units, ang amount niya is 10 million. Okay? So mag-invest tayo ng 10 million. And for example, bebenta natin siya, magko-collect tayo ng 2 million per year. So meron kang 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. Okay, hanggang year 7. Ayan. So that is your even cash flows. Ano ba formula, sir, for payback period? Basically, ang formula for payback period is initial investment over annual cash flows. Okay, so in this case, ano yung initial investment natin? 10 million. Pag sinabi mo, class, na 0, ibig sabihin, iyan yung today. Okay? Mag-i-invest tayo ng 10 million today. And then, mag-re-receive tayo ng 2 million every year. Okay? Even cash flows, ibig sabihin, equal yung cash flows every year. So, ang gagawin mo lang dyan, 10 million, invest natin, initial investment, over annual cash flows, which is 2 million, you have 5 years. Okay? 5 years natin marirecover yung investment. Okay, lang kadali. Now, sir, paano naman kapag uneven? Ang ganito yung class, ha? For example, mag-invest tayo ng 10 million, and let's say sa year 1, ang na-receive natin 2 million, year 2 naman, 3 million, year 3, 5, okay, 4 million, 2 million, 1 million, and 6 million. Ayan, iba-iba yung cash flows per year. Ang tawag natin dyan, uneven cash flows. Kapag ganyang class, kailangan i-analyze natin up to what year natin marirecover yung 10 million. So, tingnan mo, ganito gagawin ko dyan. Sa year 1, meron akong 2 million. So, hindi pa enough yun to recover the 10 million. Sa year 2, meron tayong 3 million. So, ilan na yan? 5 million na yan. Well, hindi pa rin enough yun to recover the 10 million. Sa year 3, meron tayong 5 million. Ang total na nito is 10 million. Okay? So, therefore, ang payback period natin sa uneven cash flows is year or 3 years. Got it? So, pag even cash flows, initial investment, divide mo lang kung how much yung cash flow per year. 5 years yung nakuha natin. Pag uneven cash flows, i-analyze natin per year kung ano yung point, anong year natin marirecover yung 10 million initial investment. Got it? Okay. Now, ano yung advantage ng payback period? Well, ang advantage nito, easy to compute and understand. Okay, dali lang kasi. Madali lang i-compute. Simple lang yung formula. Madali lang intindihin. Okay, ito yung number of years na marirecover natin yung investment. Okay, ang disadvantage ng payback period is dalawa. Okay? The payback period ignores two things: time value of money and the performance of the project beyond the payback period. Okay, so ulitin ko, dalawa yung disadvantages ng payback period. First, ini-ignore niya yung time value of money, hindi siya nagpe-present value. Okay? Second, ini-ignore niya yung performance ng project beyond the payback period. Ano ibig sabihin nun, sir? For example, class, kanina, na-compute natin 5 years, okay, yung payback. Ini-ignore na natin kung ano yung mangyayari sa year 6 and year 7. Okay? Sa uneven cash flows naman, year 3 yung payback, therefore, hindi na natin kinoconsider yung years 4 to 7. Okay? Yun yung disadvantage ng payback period. Alright? Let's move on to the next one. Accounting rate of return. Ayan, ARR. Well, actually, kasi na-discuss natin before yan. Naalala nyo pa yung ROI, under responsibility accounting. Yun din yun. Okay? Accounting rate of return is the same as ROI. Okay? So basically, pag sinabi mong ARR, it measures the profitability of the project based on income. Okay? So sa payback period, cash flows yung pinag-uusapan natin. Sa ARR, kaya siya tinawag na accounting rate of return. Kaya accounting because income yung magiging basis natin. Alright? Now, ano yung formula dyan, sir? Ang formula for accounting rate of return is annual income over investment. Okay? Annual income over investment. Well, yung annual income, madali lang ma-compute yan. Dito tayo may issue sa investment. So listen very carefully. Yung investment na yan, depende, no? Well, pwedeng sabihin sa problem explicitly, pero ganito usually yan pag silent. If the problem is silent, tignan mo muna, class. If with salvage value or without salvage value. Okay? If with salvage value, ang gagamitin mo dyan is average investment. Okay? Sir, paano computing yung average investment? Beginning plus ending divided by 2. Okay? Now, ano ba yung beginning ng isang investment? Well, initial investment. Initial investment, yun yung beginning. Okay? Ano yung ending balance? Well, kapag bumili ka ng asset, yung ending balance on, pag fully depreciated na, salvage value yung ending balance niya. Okay? Kaya ang formula dyan, class, sa average investment, okay, initial investment plus salvage value divided by 2. Okay? This is how you compute average investment. Ulitin ko. Pag silent yung problem and then may salvage value, automatic average yung gagamitin mo. Okay? Pag walang salvage value, initial investment lang yung denominator mo. Okay? Initial lang. Okay? Kung magkano lang yung invest mo. Okay? Ang tawag dyan, simple accounting rate of return. Alright? So, ayan. So, that's how you compute for accounting rate of return. Now, ang advantage ng accounting rate of return is, well, madali lang siya i-compute. Income over investment. Ganoon na kasimple. Ang disadvantage niya, para siyang payback period wherein, hindi niya kino-consider yung time value of money. And also, based yan sa income. Okay? Siyempre, mas okay kung based sa cash flows. Kasi alam natin, yung income, may mga non-cash items yan. Okay? So, mas maganda talaga kapag cash flows. But anyway, that's how you compute accounting rate of return. Ulitin ko, pag non-discounting, dalawa lang yan. Payback period and accounting rate of return. Apply muna natin yan sa handouts natin before we go to the discounting models. Okay, let's go to problems muna, class. Diretso tayo dun sa problem number 1. Alright, let's read. The management of Jane Corporation is investigating purchasing equipment that would cost $518,000 and have a 7-year life with no salvage value. Okay. The equipment would allow an expansion of capacity that would increase sales revenues by $364,000 per year and cash operating expenses by $211,000 per year. Determine the simple rate of return on the investment to the nearest 10%. Okay, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Ang pinapahanap sa atin is accounting rate of return. Explicit sa problem na simple daw yung i-compute natin. Okay, pag sinabing simple, yung denominator mo is the initial investment. Well, ang gawin natin, class, dito, dalawa compute natin. Simple and average. Okay, para alam nyo kung paano. So, first question is simple, later. Simple accounting rate of return. Later, compute natin yung average accounting rate of return. Ano yung formula natin? Yung numerator mo is income. Okay, so paano natin compute yung income? Well, given yung revenues dyan. Revenues, how much, class? How much? 364,000. Tama? 364,000. And then, meron tayong operating expenses, or yung sabi dyan, cash operating expenses, 211,000. Plus, bakit sinabing cash operating expenses? Ang ibig sabihin yan, wala pa yung depreciation expense. Kasi alam natin yung depreciation, non-cash expense yan. Tama? Compute natin yung depreciation expense. Okay, so sabayan nyo ako sa 518,000, wala daw salvage value, divided by 7, na-compute nyo ba yung 74,000? Okay, so depreciation expense, 74,000, therefore yung income natin, or net income, compute natin, 364,000, minus 211, minus 74,000, you get 79,000. Okay, so ito yung, yan na yung numerator natin. Okay, para natin compute yung simple rate of return, 79,000, i-divide natin sa initial investment. Okay, initial. How much yung initial investment? Yung 518,000. Divide by 518,000, you get 79 divided by 518,000, 15.25%. Okay, 15.25%. This is your final answer for simple rate of return. Paano pag sinabi sa problem? How much is the average accounting rate of return? So, compute natin yan. Pag average naman yung tanong, class, ganito gagawin natin. So, meron tayong, well, yung income natin is still 79,000. Well, yeah, sige. Sabihin natin pala sa average, maglagay tayo ng salvage value. For example, class, ang salvage value natin dito is 28,000. O, computin natin yung average accounting rate of return. Pero class, ito na yung final answer, dyan sa problem 1, i-extend ko lang yung questions, okay? Question number 2, how much is the average accounting rate of return assuming may salvage value na 28,000? So, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Meron akong revenues, 364,000, same lang yan. We have operating expenses na cash operating expenses, 211,000. And then, computin natin yung depreciation expense, which is different na kasi meron tayong salvage value na 28,000. So, yun nga, computin natin. 518,000, the cost, minus salvage value na 28,000, minus 28,000, divide by 7. Na-compute nyo ba yung 70,000? Okay, so ulitin ko. 518,000 minus salvage value na 28,000, divide by 7, ang depreciation na natin is 70,000. 70,000, therefore, class, yung net income natin is 364. Minus 211, minus 70,000, you get 83,000. This is the numerator. Okay, the numerator natin, i-divide natin yan sa investment. Well, average yung tanong sa atin. Therefore, average investment. Paano ulit yung average investment? Initial investment plus salvage value divided by 2. Computin natin yan. Ano yung initial investment natin? 518,000. Salvage value natin is 28,000. I-divide natin by 2. Okay? So, 518,000 plus 28,000 divided by 2, 273,000. Okay, 83,000, divide natin sa 273,000. Mo-compute natin dito, class, 83,000. Divide by 2, 73,000. You have 30.4%. Ayan, ulitin ko lang. Sa problem 1, ito na yung sagot natin, 15.25. Bakit, sir? Kasi sabi niya simple. Okay? Pag simple, accounting rate of return, initial investment yung gagamitin mo. Pag sinabing average accounting rate of return, ang difference sila is average. Ano yung average? Beginning, which is the initial investment, plus ending, which is the salvage value divided by 2. Okay? Siyempre, iba yung nakuha natin ng income kasi iba na yung depreciation natin. Dito 74, dito 70 kasi meron tayong salvage value. Okay? Now, if the problem is silent, pag sinabi lang, how much is the, or what is the accounting rate of return? Ano sasagot mo? Pag ganun. Pag silent, ito yung ipa-follow mo. Tignan mo muna kung may salvage value yung given. Kapag may salvage value, average yung gagamitin mo. Ito. Okay? Kapag walang salvage value, initial or simple yung gagamitin mo. Ang priority is this one, yung average. Okay? Kapag may salvage value, average. So yan. That's how you do problem 1. Let's go to number 2. Maridel Company has gathered the following data on the proposed investment project. Investment required in equipment, 240,000. Yung initial investment natin. Annual cash flows, 50,000. Salvage value, 0. Life of investment, 8 years. And required rate of return, 10%. Question number 1. Payback period. Okay, so sa payback period, dalawa gawin natin, class. Scenario 1, yan muna, yung ano yung given. Okay, actually yung given natin, meron daw tayong annual cash flows na 50,000 per year. Ang tawag natin dyan, even cash flows. Okay, so yun yung scenario 1 natin, even cash flows. Paano ulit yung payback period? Yung in-invest mo, i-divide mo lang sa annual cash flows. How much you invest? 240,000. Okay, 240. And then, every year, nag-earn tayo ng 50,000. Oh, sige, 240,000 divided by 50,000, you get 4.8 years. Okay, so class, pag payback period, years yan. Okay, so 4.8 years, marirecover natin yung invest natin na 240,000. Okay? What if uneven yung cash flows? So ito na yung final answer. I-extend ko lang ulit yung question. What if uneven yung cash flows? For example, class, ganito yung nangyari dyan. Let's say, gawa tayo ng timeline. Very helpful kapag gagawa ka ng timeline sa capital budgeting, mas na-visualize mo kung ano yung nangyayari. Let's say, meron tayong 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say, class, ganito nangyari. Nag-invest tayo ng 240,000. Okay? And then, let's say, sa year 1, meron tayong 40K. Year 2, we have 60. Year 3, may 80K tayo. Year 4, 50K. And year 5, 40K. Ayan. So, what is the payback period? Uneven, iba-iba per year. So, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin lang yung formula na yan. Ulitin ko, pag uneven, i-analyze natin kung anong year siya, marirecover yung initial investment. Okay? So, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Ang kailangan natin ma-recover is 240,000. Tama? Now, sa year 1, obviously hindi pa kasi 40 pa lang yan. Sa year 2, magiging 100,000 yan, 40 plus 60. Sa year 3, magiging 180,000. Kulang pa rin. Okay? 180 plus 50. Sa year 4, 230,000 yan. Confirm nga natin. So, 40,000 plus 60 plus 80,000 plus 50,000. Tama ba, class? As of this point, years 1 to 4, meron ka ng 230,000. Okay? Hindi pa. Kulang pa kasi 240 yung i-recover natin. Ngayon, class, tignan mo ha. Sa year 5, 40,000 yung marireceive mo. Pero ang kulang mo na lang is 10,000. Tama lang? So, paano gagawin natin dyan, sir? Ganito gagawin ko. Tingnan mo mabuti ha. Ang payback period ko dito is 4 years plus, kasi sa 4 years, 230 pa lang. So, kulang pa yung 4 years. Pero, sa year 5, sobra naman. Kasi 40,000, 10,000 lang yung kulang. Ganito gagawin mo dyan. Yung kulang natin na 10,000 over kung ano yung cash flow niya sa year 5, which is 40,000. Ano yung 10 over 40? 10 over 40 is 0.25. Ito, 0.25 yan. Therefore, 4 plus 0.25, ang payback period mo dyan is 4.25 years. Okay? Pag uneven yung cash flows, nabigyan ko ng amounts. Pag ganyan, i-analyze mo per year, kailan natin ma-recover initial investment. Okay? In this case, sa year 4, kulang pa ng 10,000. Sa year 5, sobra naman. Okay? Therefore, ratio yung gagamitin mo. Yung kulang pa na 10,000, i-divide mo yan dun sa cash flow mo ng year 5, i-add mo 4 plus 0.25, 4.25, that is your payback period. Okay? So, yan. That's your answer. Let's go to question number 2. Okay? So, in-expand ko lang ha. Question number 2, class, is about simple rate of return. Oh, simple. Dali lang yung simple rate of return. Pagkakaiba nila kapag accounting rate of return, income. Pag payback, cash flows. So, in this case, wala namang sinabing income. Okay? Wala sinabing difference sa cash flow. So, yun rin gagamitin natin. Okay? So, yung income dito, kumpitin natin. Meron tayong annual cash flows na 50,000. Pwede natin sabihin, yan yung revenues. Okay, 50,000. And then, syempre, cash yan di ba? So, kailangan pa natin i-minus yung depreciation. Does that make sense? Okay? Cash daw yun So, hindi pa na-consider yung depreciation. I-minus natin yun. Sige, class, kumpitin natin 240,000, i-divide na, wala daw salvage value, so divided by 8, na-compute by 30,000. Okay, depreciation natin is 30,000. Therefore, yung income natin for this problem is 20,000. Alright? 20,000, sabi dyan, simple accounting rate of return. Therefore, ang gagamitin mo lang is the initial investment na 240,000. Okay, so 20,000 divided by 240,000, you get 8.33% or 8.3%. 8.3%, that is letter dog. Okay, dog yung sagot natin sa question number 2, 8.3%. Sa question number 1, C yung sagot natin, 4.8 years. Sa question number 2, dog yung sagot natin, 8.3%. Okay, now, yung questions 3 and 4, ibang concept na yan. Babalikan natin mamaya. Okay, balikan natin mamaya. Punta muna tayo dun sa theory portion. Okay. Let's go to the theories. Theory number 1, kasi related pa rin to sa payback and ARR. Okay, kaya theory muna tayo. Let's go to number 1. Capital budgeting techniques are least likely to be used in evaluating the... Okay, so alam natin kapag capital budgeting long-term and huge investment. Okay, malaking cash yung i-invest natin. Tingnan natin. A. Acquisition of new aircraft. Oh, yes. Huge investment and long-term yan. Design and implementation of a major advertising program. Trade for a star quarterback by a football team. Letter D, adoption of a new method of allocating non-traceable cost to product lines. O yan, dog yung sagot. Okay, yung A, B, and C, long-term and huge investment yan. Yung letter D, mag-allocate ka lang naman ng cost. Okay, so hindi yan capital budgeting technique. Okay, so hindi siya long-term investment. Least likely, dog yung sagot natin. Number 2, the capital budgeting technique known as accounting rate of return. Okay, uses salvage value. Yes, kapag may given yung salvage value, ginagamit natin yan. Time value of money, hindi. Okay? So, again, kaya siya non-discounting. Yung payback and ARR, kaya siya sinabing non-discounting because hindi na kinukonsider yung time value of money. Yun yung biggest disadvantage ng dalawang methods na yan. Okay? Yes and no yung sagot natin. Dog yung sagot. Number 3, in computing the accounting rate of return, the blank level of investment should be used as the denominator. Sabi ko kanina, ang priority mo, kaya ko nilagay na number 1 yan, average talaga ang ginagamit sa accounting rate of return. Okay? Because kapag average, consider mo yung hindi lang yung invest initially. Okay? Pati yung average investment niya all throughout the life of the investment. Kaya mas maganda yung average. Okay? So, ulitin ko, ang priority is average. Kapag may salvage value, automatic average. Kapag walang salvage value, simple yung gagamitin mo. Pero ang priority is average. Therefore, sagot dito class, letter A, the average investment should be used. Number 4, the payback period is, definition lang. Punta ka sa letter boy. Length of time over which the initial investment is recovered. Boy yan. So class, ano mas maganda sa payback period? Shorter or longer? Siyempre, shorter yung mas maganda. The shorter, the better. Because, mas mabilis mo na-recover yung in-invest mo. Mas okay yun. Tama. So, boy yung sagot natin. Number 5, which of the following capital budgeting techniques ignores the time value of money? Payback period and ARR. Ano yung nasa choices? Letter A, payback period. Okay, letter A. Number 6, which of the following capital budgeting techniques may potentially ignore part of project's relevant cash flows? Actually, class, sagot dyan, payback period, letter C. Ano ibig sabihin nun, sir? Yung sinabi ko kanina, na ini-ignore niya yung performance of beyond the payback period. In this case, sa example natin kanina, ito yung payback mo, year 3, dinisregard na natin yung nangyari nung years 4 to 7. Okay? So, yun yung, again, disadvantage ng payback period. Letter C. Number 7, if investment A has a payback period of 3 years and investment B has a payback period of 4 years, then ano yung conclusion natin? So, si investment A daw, 3 years yung payback. Si investment B, 4 years yung payback. Let's read the choices. A is more profitable than B. B, A is less profitable. A and B are equally profitable. Okay, now, for payback period, Well, actually hindi natin mako-compare yung profitability ng two investments yan. Bakit sir? Kasi possible dito class na si investment A, meron siyang mas maliit na investment, okay? Lower initial investment than investment B. Kaya shorter yung payback period niya. Okay? Hindi natin alam. So ibig sabihin class, kapag payback period ang ginagamit mo, hindi mo talaga ma-measure kung sino yung mas profitable between the two projects. Ang alam mo lang, yung isa shorter yung payback, yung isa longer. Pero hindi mo alam kung sino mas profitable sa kanila. Kasi pwedeng yung shorter, maliit lang naman yung investment, kaya mabilis na recover. Yung longer naman, pwedeng sobrang profitable niya, pero malaki yung investment, kaya mas matagal niya na-recover. Okay? Therefore, dog yung magiging sagot natin. The relative profitability of A and B cannot be determined. Ang conclusion lang natin dito, si A, shorter yung payback niya than B. Yun lang. Pero hindi natin makukonclude kung sino yung mas profitable between the two. Okay, clear? Ayan. So that is letter D. Okay. So let's have a short break before we go to discounting techniques. In class, we're done with non-discounting techniques. Let's proceed to discounting techniques. Okay, we have three. Net present value or NPV, profitability index or PI, and internal rate of return or IRR. When you say discounting techniques, we use discounted cash flows. Okay? So pag sabing discounted, it means nagpe-present value tayo ng cash flows. Alright? Present value, ibig sabihin, kino-consider natin yung time value of money. Later, may konting review tayo sa time value of money. Okay? Let's start with NPV. O, formula muna. Ano sir formula ng NPV? Present value of cash inflows minus present value of cash outflows, you get your NPV. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng present value of cash inflows? Well, present value, later again, review natin yan. Pag cash inflows, lahat na marireceive natin. So yung mga revenues yan. Okay? Pag cash outflows naman, lahat na nagastos natin, which is basically your initial investment. Tama, kasi outflow yun initial investment natin. The difference between the two, you get the net present value. Now, yung NPV mo can be either positive or negative. Sa point of view ni top management and the board of directors, kapag positive yung NPV, accept natin yung project. Okay? Kapag negative yung NPV, well, i-reject natin yung project. Ganun lang kasimple yung net present value. Ang technique lang sa NPV, ang masuggest ko sa inyo, gagawa kayo lagi ng timeline. Okay? For example, yung illustration natin kanina, nag-construct tayo ng condominium unit. Ganito yung para ma-visualize mo, ganito yung NPV. For example, meron tayong 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now, let's say nag-construct tayo ng condo, 1 million. Okay? Yun yung cash outflows natin, initial investment, kaya negative. Okay? Now, marireceive natin yung bayad ng bumili sa atin for the next 5 years, let's say 300,000 per year. 300K, 300, 300, 300, 300. Okay? Pag sinabi mo net present value, kailangan i-present value natin yan per cash flow. Okay? So, pag present value mo lahat ng 300 natin na yan, ang tawag dyan, present value of cash inflows. Okay? So, now, i-present value natin yan using a discount rate. Yung discount rate, meron tayong separate session dyan. Okay? Ang tawag din dyan, cost of capital. Okay? So next time natin isipin yan. I-discount natin yung cash flows using a discount rate, i-compare natin sa present value of cash outflow, which is the initial investment. Yung NPV mo, pwedeng positive, pwedeng negative. Kapag positive, accept natin yan. Kapag negative, i-reject natin yan. Okay, sulat mo muna. Later, apply natin sa handouts natin yan. Let's go to the next one. Profitability index. Sir, ano naman yung profitability index? Basically, class, yung PI na yan, this is used in mutually exclusive projects. Sir, ano ba ibig sabihin ng mutually exclusive projects? For example, kasi meron dalawang investment proposal sa atin. Tayo si board of directors. Yung isa, magko-construct ng condominium unit. Yung isa naman, magko-construct ng apartment. Okay, dalawa. Pipili tayo. Let's say 1 million ang condo, 1 million ang apartment. Ang pera lang natin is 1 million. Yun lang yung budget natin. Therefore, kapag in-accept natin yung condo, automatic i-reject natin yung apartment. Pag in-accept natin yung apartment, automatic i-reject natin yung condo. Kasi 1 million lang yung budget natin. Okay? Ang tawag doon, mutually exclusive. Pag in-accept mo isa, automatic reject yung isa. Kahit parehong positive yung NPV ng condo at apartment. Okay? Now, ano yung formula ng profitability index? Profitability index, ang formula lang niyang class, is equal to present value of cash inflows over present value of cash outflows. Oh, familiar sir. Oh, ito rin yan. Okay? So, kanina nag-minus ka sa NPV. Sa profitability index naman, dinivide mo naman siya. Okay? So, kanina yung dalawang options natin, kung condo, apartment, kung sino yung mas mataas na profitability index, yun yung pipiliin natin. Okay? So, ulitin ko, ang rule kasi class ganito Ang general rule kasi, lahat ng projects na may positive NPV, i-accept natin yan. Okay? Kaya lang, what if limited yung budget natin? Mutually exclusive. Ano yung mas profitable sa dalawa? Gamitin mo yung profitability index. Present value of cash inflows over present value of cash outflows. Kung ano yung mas mataas, yun yung pipiliin natin. Okay? Last one, internal rate of return or IRR. By definition, IRR is the interest rate that makes the present value of cash inflows equal to present value of cash outflows. Ulitin ko ha, listen carefully. Pag sinabing internal rate of return, it is the interest rate that makes the present value of cash inflows equal to present value of cash outflows. Tama ba class? Kapag equal si inflows at outflows, yung NPV natin is 0. Ibig sabihin class, yung IRR is the interest rate that makes the net present value 0. Sir, ano yung relevance ng IRR na yan? Ganito yan class. Yung IRR usually, i-compare natin yan sa tinatawag natin na cost of capital. Ulitin ko, pag nag-mention ako ng cost of capital, huwag mo na masyadong isipin. Basta, i-discuss natin yan separately. Okay? For example, IRR, for example, mas mataas yan sa cost of capital natin. Okay, so ganito ha. Bibigyan na lang ako ng illustration. For example, class, nag-construct tayo ng condo. Tama? Nag-construct tayo, 1 million. Let's say yung 1 million na yan, inutang natin sa bangko. Nag-bank loan tayo. Ang chinarge sa atin ng bangko is 8%. Yun yung cost of capital mo, 8%. Okay? Ibig sabihin, yun yung kailangan mong bayaran. Tama? 8%. Bank loan, cost of capital yan. Alright? Now, i-compare mo yung IRR mo. Ibig sabihin ng IRR, yun yung kung gaano ka-profitable yung naging investment natin na condominium. So, for example, ang IRR natin is 10%. Mas malaki siya sa cost of capital. Therefore, ang gagawin natin, i-accept natin yung project. Okay? So, ganun lang siya. Kapag yung IRR mo, mas mababa sa cost of capital, i-reject mo yung project na yan. Does that make sense? Okay? For example, 10% yung naging kinita natin sa kondo, yung kikitain natin sa kondo, eh, ang babayaran mo lang naman 8%, yun yung cost of capital mo. I-accept mo yan kasi mas malaki yung kikitain mo kaysa sa babayaran mo. On the other hand, opposite naman niya, pag mas mababa naman sa cost of capital, automatic, i-reject mo na yung project na yan. Okay? So that's your NPV. Later, mas ma-appreciate natin siya once magsagot tayo ng handouts. NPV, Profitability Index, and IRR. Okay, now, i-ready nyo yung calculator nyo. Tuturuan ko kayo mag-present value using your regular calculator. Okay, ito lang. Okay, so ganito yan. Sir, bakit kailangan pa kami turuan ng pag-present value? Kasi class, sa board exam, di ba sa FAR, kung maalala nyo yung FAR and yung FAR and yung audit, usually given yung present value factors. Tama? Mamultiply mo lang, diretso sa present value factors. Sa MS, hindi given yung present value factors. Usually, hindi given yan. Kaya kailangan ikaw yung mag-compute yan. Okay? So, yun yung time value of money. Kaya natin siya kailangan aralin. Now, ano ba yung concept ng time value of money? Ganito lang yan, class. Ang concept of time value of money is this one. For example, 1 million. Your 1 million today is worth more than your 1 million 3 years from now. Ulitin ko ha, ito yung general concept of time value of money. Your 1 million pesos today is worth more than your 1 million pesos 3 years from now. Bakit, sir? For example, ngayon kung marireceive yung 1 million, i-compare natin yan sa marireceive ko siya 3 years from now. Yung 1 million na marireceive ko ngayon, pwede ko i-invest yan. For example, sa bangko. Lagay ko sa bank, kahit pa paano mag-earn ng interest, 3 years from now, mas malaki na sa 1 million yan. Does that make sense? Ano pa? Yung 1 million ko ngayon versus 1 million 3 years from now. 3 years from now, every year may inflation. Mas mahal na yung mga bilihin. Therefore, pag yung 1 million ko ngayon, mas marami mabibili yun compared sa 1 million 3 years from now because of inflation. Okay? That's why, very important na i-take into account natin yung time value of money. Kaya yung discounting techniques, mas superior sila kaysa dun sa non-discounting techniques. Gets? Okay. So, alam niyo yung concept. Mag-compute tayo. For example, guys, meron tayong initial investment. Magko-construct tayo ng isang condominium unit. Initial investment natin is 1 million. Okay? And then yung annual cash flows natin is annual cash flows. Let's say class sa 300,000. So sulat mo muna. And then yung useful life or yung mako-collect natin, yung magko-construct tayo, so ibenta natin. Tama. Mako-collect natin from the buyer. So for example, in 5 years. Para simplify natin. Mako-collect natin yung buyer nila 5 years. Okay, and then discount rate. Discount rate natin is 10%. Okay, so apat na yan, apat na given. So sige, kunin nyo yung calculator nyo. Tignan natin kung paano tayo mag-present value. Again, dalawa, scenarios na gawin natin. So yung pag-present value, kasi magagamit nyo rito sa ibang topics. For example, bonds payable, notes payable, leases, investments. Basta gumagamit ka ng amortization table, for sure, kailangan mo alam mo yung concept ng time value of money or yung discounting. Okay? So now, dalawa lang naman yung class. Pwede siyang ordinary annuity. Okay, pwedeng ordinary annuity or annuity due. Annuity due. Okay, ordinary annuity or annuity due. Sir, ano yung ordinary annuity? Doon muna tayo sa word na annuity. Pag sinabing annuity, series, annual. Okay? Ibig sabihin ito, class, even cash flows yan, annually. So, para mas ma-visualize natin, lagay natin dito sa timeline. So again, pag capital budgeting, gumamit yan timeline ha. Initial investment natin, mag-invest tayo today 1 million. Pag zero, di sabihin yan today. Makaka-receive tayo ng 300,000 for the next 5 years. Yun yung collection natin sa bibili ng condominium natin. Alright? Pag sinabi mong ordinary annuity, yung first cash inflow mo is 1 year from now. Di ba? Ito yung today. Pag 1 year from now, yung una mo marireceive, ang tawag doon, ordinary annuity. Kaya sinabing annuity, ibig sabihin equal siya every year. Okay? Compute natin yung net present value. Paano yan? Well, kailangan natin i-discount yung mga yan. Tama? So, paano mo i-discount? Multiply natin sa present value factor. Okay? So, ano yung present value factor nung first year? O, kunin mo yung calculator mo, ha? O, ganito yan. Press mo yung 1 plus, plus 10%. Okay? So, 1 plus 10%. I-press mo yan, o kaya 1.1, tama? So, 1 plus 0.1, that is 1.1. Okay? So, makuha mo dyan, 1.1. And then, i-press mo yung divide. Okay, ito yung step 1. Step 2 natin, press mo yung divide. Okay, isang beses lang, divide. And then, step 3, press mo yung equals. Okay? Nakuha mo ba yung 0.90909 and so on and so forth. Gawin na natin yung 4 decimal places para mas madali siya. Okay? 0.9091. Ito siya. Times 0.9091. Ulitin ko, ha? So, ginawa ko, class, 1.1. 1.1, yun yung first step ko. Kasi 10% yung discount rate mo. Siyempre, kapag 12% yan, 1.12. Okay, ganun na siya. 1.1, press ko yung divide isang beses. Pinutin ko yung equals isang beses kasi 1 year, 0.909. Diyan natin multiply mamaya yung 300,000. Okay? Isa pang equals, nakuha mo ba yung 0.826? 2 years from now yun. Kasi dalawang equals 2 years from now. So, lagyan natin dito times 0.8264. Isa pa, 3 years from now na yan. 0.7513. Isa pa, 0.6830. Okay, and then last one is 0.6209 times 0.6209. Okay? So now, compute natin class yan. Isa-isay natin, ha, 300,000 times 0.9091. Okay, 272, 730. Okay, next, 300,000 times 0.8264. You get 247, 920. Okay, 300,000 times 0.7513, 225, 390, 300,000 times 0.683, 204,900, and last one, 300,000 times 0.6209, 186, 270. Okay, so let's compute the net present value. Ano yung formula natin? Present value of cash inflows minus cash outflows, you get your NPV. Ano yung PV of cash inflows natin? Ito. Yan na yung present value today. Kasi nag-multiply ka ng PV factor. Ito yung mga given sa FAR. Yung mga yan, yung mga PV factors na yan. Given niya sa FAR. Okay, multiply mo lang. Kaya tayo, ngayon, inaalam natin kung paano nakukuha yung PV factors na yan. So, at least, alam mo lang kung paano. So, add natin lahat yan. Okay, so add natin class, 272, 730, plus 247, 920, plus 225, 390, plus 204, 900, plus 186, 270, you get 1 ulit. Ay, tama pala. 137, 120, 210. Nakuha mo ba yan? So, pag in-add natin yan, 1,137,210. Yan yung present value of cash inflows. Ano yung present value of cash outflows? Basically, yung in-invest natin, which is 1 million. Minus 1 million, therefore, net present value natin is 137,210. Positive yan, therefore, accept natin yung project. Okay, ganun lang. Ganun kasimple. Ano tawag natin dito? Ordinary annuity. Bakit, sir, ordinary annuity? Kasi equal yung cash flows mo every year. And yung first cash flow mo, marireceive mo 1 year from now. Yung pinakita ko na yan, long method yan. Okay? Long method kasi inisa-isa natin Okay? Ang shorter ganito. Or, ganito na gagawin ko dyan class. Present value of cash inflows, present value of cash outflows, you get the NPV. Merong alternative computation yan. 300,000 times yung annuity factor yung gagamitin natin. Isa pa. Ganito gagawin ko class, ha? Yung ginawa ko kanina, shortcutin natin. So, 1.1 equals. Divide muna. 1. Ulitin ko. 1.1, press divide. Press mo yung equals. Tama, nakuha mo yung 0.909. Okay? May fourth step tayo. Pindutin mo yung M+. M+, ha? M+. Isa. Okay? Equals ulit. Equals. Nakuha mo yung 0.826. M+ ulit. Dalawa. Isa pa. 0.7513. M+. 0.683. M+. And 0.6220. M+. 5 M+ ginawa ko kasi 5 years Okay? And then, pipindutin mo naman class yung MR, I think memory recall yan or kung ano man yan. Memory recall, ibig sabihin yung in-M+ mo, i-recall natin yun. Okay, papakita niya kung ano yung total na in-M+ mo. So makukuha mo dyan class, 3.791. Okay? So ang gagawin mo lang dyan, or 3.7908. 300,000 times 3.7908. Multiply natin, times 300,000. You get 1137, okay, 236. Minus natin yung present value of cash outflows na 1 million. You get 137,236. Okay, which is equal dito. May konti lang sa difference, 210 to 236 because nagra-round off tayo. Okay? Now, ito yung mas mabilis. Kasi itong tagal, inisa-isa ko pa. Ang tawag doon, present value of 1. Ito, yung ginawa ko kanina, present value of 1. Gagamitin mo yan pag single yung cash flows or iba-iba yung cash flows. Pag uneven, okay? Uneven cash flows. Ito naman, PV of ordinary annuity, kapag naman even yung cash flows. Kapag ganito yung cash flows, okay, ganito gawin mo, ordinary annuity. Pag present value of 1, okay, pag single yung cash flow, ganito yung gagawin mo, yung long method. Alright? O kaya naman, for example, class, pa iba-iba. Kunwari, ito, 300,000. Listen very carefully ha. Medyo expound ko lang, pero later, diretso sagot na tayo. Let's say ito 300, naging 200, naging 100, naging 500. Iba-iba yung cash flows mo. Okay? Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin ito. Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yan. Ito ang gagamitin mo, present value of 1. Pag same yung cash flows mo every year, pwede mong gamitin to. Present value of ordinary annuity. Gets? Okay. Isa pa. Annuity due. Ano difference yan? Well, pag sinabi mo annuity, again, magkakamukha yung cash flows. Pag sinabi mo annuity due, ang unang payment mo is today. Kanina kasi, pag ordinary annuity, ang unang payment is 1 year from now. Pag annuity due, first payment mo is today. Okay? Paano yan, sir? Ang ganito gagawin natin. 1 million. Instead na marireceive mo yung 300,000, 1 year from now, ngayon mo na siya marireceive. 300K, 300, 300, 300, and 300. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dito, ang nagkaiba lang sila, mas na-receive mo agad at the start. Okay? So, paano gagawin mo, sir? Paano natin makukuha yung present value? Ganito lang ang class. 300, since today mo siya marireceive, times 1 yan. Okay? 300,000. Ito naman, 1 year from now, na-compute natin kanina, ang PV factor is 0.9 times 0.9091. Ito naman, times 0.8204. This one is 0.7513. This one is 0.683. Okay? 0.683. Compute natin yung cash flows, 300,000 times 0.9091, 272, 730. Ito naman class, kopyahin na natin 247, 920. Ito naman, 225, 390, and 204, 900. Okay, so yun yung cash flows natin. Now, compute na natin yung NPV, present value of cash inflows, minus present value of cash outflows, you get the net present value. Ano yung present value of cash inflows? Ito. So, 300,000 plus 272, 730, plus 247, 920, plus 225, 390, plus 204, 900, that is 1250, 940. 1250, 940, minus yung cash outflow natin na 1 million, NPV natin class, it is 250, 940. Siyempre, positive yan, we accept the project. Pero class, tignan mo, mas mataas to than this one. Tama? Bakit sir? Because na-receive mo agad yung cash. Di ba ang concept natin sa time value of money, mas marireceive mo siya earlier, mas mataas yung value nun. Okay, parang dito. Annuity due, mas mataas yung na-compute natin. Pero class, ang usual na setup sa capital budgeting is ordinary annuity. Wherein, yung cash flow mo, 1 year from now mo pa marireceive. Okay, ito, hindi ito nangyayari sa capital budgeting. Pinakita ko lang. Kasi may, for example, sa FAR, sa leases, annuity due yun usually. O may mga annuity due na leases. Ganito siya ginagawa. Sir, ano naman yung counterpart niyan kung gusto kong shortcut na computation? Ganito gagawin class. Or, PV, okay, PV of cash inflows minus PV of cash outflows, you get the NPV. So, sabayan nyo ako mag-compute. Lagi nyo i-clear yung memory ha, ng calculator nyo bago kayo mag-present value. Lagi. Kasi pag hindi nyo nag-clear ng memory, magkakamali kayo. Ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Ang difference nila kanina, 5 times ako nag-M+. Dito kasi 5 years. Dito naman, class, 4 times na ako mag-M+. Ganito gagawin ko dyan. Kasi, year 4 tama? Pero 5 pa rin yung cash flows mo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ganito gagawin ko dyan. 1.1, okay, equals, ulit. 1.1 divide equals, okay, M plus, isa. Equals, 2. Equals, 3. Equals, 4 na. Okay? Naka-4 na ako, tama? Ngayon, mag-plus 1 ka ngayon. Okay, so, recall memory mo, na-compute mo yung 3.169, mag-plus 1 ka ngayon dyan. Plus 1. Nakuha mo yung 4.169 or 170, yun ang gagamitin natin. So, gagawin ko dyan, class, 300,000 times 4.170. Round off natin, 4.170. So, times 300,000. Present value of cash inflows ko, 1250, 960. Minus 1 million na present value of cash outflows. Net present value natin, 250, 960. Okay? Equal sila. May konting differences lang because of rounding of errors. But basically, ganun yung shortcut niyan. Ulitin ko, paano ginawa mo, sir? 4 na M plus lang, 4. Tapos, nung recall memory ako, nag-plus 1 ako. Bakit ka nag-plus 1, sir? Kasi, meron kang unang cash flows. Yung 4 na in-M plus ko, ito yun. nag-recall memory ako, nag-plus 1 ako para ma-consider ko yung unang cash flows. Okay? Yun yung difference ng ordinary annuity and annuity due. Pag ordinary annuity, 5M plus. Pag annuity due, 4 lang. Pero huwag mo kalimutan mag-plus 1 sa dulo para dito. Okay? Ngayong class, yung ordinary annuity na yan, di ba? Ito, yung 3.7908. Equal din yan pag sinam mo yung mga isa-isa na yan. Tama? Kasi yan yung mga in-M plus mo eh. Ganun lang din yan. Parang dito, yung 4.17, i-add mo lang itong mga to, yan yung 4.17. Okay? So now, ang conclusion natin, so actually, ni-review ko lang. Itong, ulitin ko, yung ordinary annuity, yun yung gagamitin mo sa capital budgeting. This one, FYI lang yan ha. Sa ibang subjects yung mga gamit. Okay, so, ulitin ko, kapag, ganito yung conclusion natin ha. Conclusion natin, kapag even yung cash flows, gagamitin mo yung ordinary annuity or annuity due. Okay, ito. Pag even yung cash flows, ibig sabihin, pag equal. Alright? Pero sa capital budgeting, ordinary annuity yan. Kapag uneven or unequal. For example, ito kanina, 100,000, 200, naging 500, naging 200 ulit. Uneven siya, PV of 1 yung gagamitin mo. Present value of 1. Ibig sabihin, bawat cash flow, kukumpitin natin ng present value factor. Alright? So, ganyan yung gagawin natin. Sige, yun lang kailangan mong maalala about time value of money. So, some of you, alam na to. Nireview lang natin para lang at least ma-refresh yung concepts. Okay, balik tayo dun class sa problem number 2. Question 3. Kung maalala nyo, in-skip natin earlier yan kasi nga about NPV na yan. Sige, simple NPV muna. Hindi ko muna i-erase yan. Let's go to problem number 2, question number 3. Okay, how much daw yung NPV? Ulitin ko, pag NPV, present value of cash inflows minus present value of cash outflows, you get the NPV. Okay, gagawin ko dyan class. How much yung present value of cash inflows? Basahin muna natin ulit yung given. Nakalimutan natin yung given. Maridel Company has gathered the following data on a proposed investment project. Investment required, 240,000. Tama ba? Yun yung present value of cash outflows natin. So, present value of cash outflows, yung invest mo, yung initial investment na 240,000. Okay? Ngayon, how much yung present value of cash inflows? Annual cash flows, 50,000. And then, life of the investment, 8 years. Required rate of return, 10%. O, so yun nga, kailangan, so, equal yung cash flows. Even or equal. O, ordinary annuity gagawin natin dyan. Kasi every year, 50,000 eh. Ganito gagawin ko dyan. So, dyan ako mag-compute ha. 1.1 kasi 10% yung discount rate sa given. Divide. Equals. 8 times tayo M plus. M plus equals M plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Recall memory. Nakita mo ba yung, nakuha mo yung 5.3349? I-round off na natin na 5.3349. Nakuha mo yan? So, ganito gagawin ko dyan. Yung cash flows na 50,000 per year times 5.3349. Okay, multiply natin sa 50,000. You get 266. Okay, 266,746 minus 240,000. Net present value natin, 26746. 26746 or 750, rounding of error, dog yung sagot mo dyan. Okay, so ganyan lang. Present value tayo, kinumpare natin sa initial investment, you get the NPV. Ulitin ko. Ulitin natin class ha. 1.1 divide equals 8 times ako mag-M plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Recall memory, yun, 5.334. Okay, now, yung ibang calculator, merong GT. Yan, actually, mas maganda yung calculator na may GT. Kasi hindi mo na kailangan mag-M plus. Alright, so ganito gagawin ko kasi ha. May GT yung calculator ko, may GT yan. So, 1.1 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pag nag-recall memory ako, ulit pala, ulit. 1.1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ayun. Pag nag-GT ka, ayun, pag pinindot mo yung GT, makukuha mo yung 5.3349. Okay? So, dalawa yan. Pag yung calculator mo, walang GT, 8 times ka mag-M plus. Pag may GT yung calculator mo, hindi mo na kailangan mag-M plus. So, ulitin ko. Sa akin may GT eh. So, yung may mga GT na calculators yan, ganito gagawin mo dyan. 1.1 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. GT or grand total. Pindutin mo yung GT, makukuha mo yung 5.3349. Walang problema, huwag ka na magpalit ng calcu. Basta pag wala kang GT, mag-M plus ka ng 8 times. Pag may GT ka, mag-equals ka ng 8 times and then pinutin mo yung GT or grand total, yun din yung makukuha mo. Gets? Sige, practice pa tayo later ha. So, mas mabilis na yung computation natin. Sige. Doon naman tayo sa question number 4. Question number 4. Nasaan na yun? Question 3, question 4. Ayan. The internal rate of return, IRR. Yun yung question 4. Ano ulit yung IRR? Yun yung present value, yun yung interest rate we're in. Present value of cash inflows equal to present value of cash outflows. Or yung NPV mo is equal to 0. Okay, sir, paano yun? Actually, class, kapag IRR, ang gagawin mo dito is trial and error. Okay, trial and error. Now, fortunately, sa board exam, multiple choice. Okay, so gagawin mo lang dyan, itetest mo lang kung ano yung mga sa choices. Okay, pero may technique ako dyan. Okay? Sir, sa choices, 11%, 13%, 15%, 17%. Ganito yung class. Ano daw yung interest rate na pag present value natin yung 50,000 equal siya sa 240,000? Kasi na NPV mo is 0. Tama? Ganun yun eh. Alin yan? 11, 13, 15, or 17? Ganito yan ha. 11, 13, 15, and 17. Sabi mo, sir, trial and error. Eh, paano? Saan ako magsisimula dyan? Sa 11 ba o sa 17? Or sa 13 or sa 15? Ang pipiliin mo yung gitna. Okay? So, ano yung gitna dyan? It's either 13% or 15%. Bakit, sir? Later, explain ko kung bakit. Doon muna tayo sa 15%. Trial and error, di ba? So, letter C muna itatry ko. Sa letter C, okay, at 15%, compute natin yung present value. Okay? Present value of cash inflows. Compute natin. 1.15. 1.15 equals 8M plus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Recall memory, nakuha mo yung 4.4873. So at 15%, yung PV of cash inflows natin, 50,000 times 4.4873. Ano yung nakuha mo dyan? Times 50,000, you get 224,366. 224,366. 224,366. Okay, ang target natin ito, 240,000. Oh, malayo. Hindi siya equal. So ibig sabihin, mali yung 15%. Hindi yan yung sagot natin. Okay? Kasi ang kailangan mo, dapat yung cash inflows mo equal siya sa cash outflows para maging 0 yung NPV mo. Ito yung goal natin. NPV is equal to 0. Now, ano yung pipiliin mong next? Lower rate or higher rate? 13% or 17%? Okay, ganito yung class. Habang tumataas yung rate mo, okay, habang tumataas yung discount rate, okay, bumababa yung present value natin. Ganun yun. Or yung NPV natin, yung net present value. Habang tumataas yung discount rate, bumababa yung net present value natin. Pag naman mababa yung discount rate natin, tumataas naman yung net present value. Meron silang inverse relationship. Bakit, sir, ganun? Kasi class, ganito yan. Babalik ka dito. Tingnan mo ito ha. Yung 272, 730, ganito mo rin kinumpute yan. 300,000 over 1 plus 10% raised to 1. Kasi 1 year. Okay? Ito, raised to 2, raised to 3, and so on and so forth. So, kung ganito yung formula niyan, para makompute mo yung present value, ibig sabihin, class, pag tinaasan mo yung discount rate, ginawa mong 12% yan. Yung denominator natin, mas malaki, magiging 1.12. Eh, di ba, pag yung 300,000, dinivide mo sa 1.12, makukuha mo dun 267, which is mas mababa na dito sa 272. Kasi based dun sa formula. Pag tumaas yung denominator mo, obviously, mas mababa yung amount niyan. Okay? Therefore, habang tumataas yung discount rate, bumababa yung net present value. Okay? Inverse. Tandaan mo lagi ha? Inverse yung relationship niyan. Therefore, ang gusto natin, yung 224 mo maging 240. Okay? So, nagagawin mo dyan, class? Tataas mo ba yung discount rate na 17 or ibababa mo? Ibababa mo kasi inverse nga. Pag binaba mo, yung 224, tataas yan. Kumpute naman natin at 13%. At 13%, how much yung present value of cash inflow? Sabayan nyo ako mag-present value. Clear memory mo na. 1.13 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nakuha ko dito 4.7987. Okay, so 50,000 times 4.7987, compute natin, times 50,000, you get 239,939. 239,939, which is basically, pag ni-round up mo, 240,000. May konting difference na because of rounding of errors, but basically, ang sagot natin dito is 13%. Okay, letter boy yung sagot mo dyan, 13%. Sir, bakit sabi mo kanina, gitna yung unang rate na itatry mo sa trial and error? Kasi class, pag gitna yung trinay mo, okay, alam mo na agad kung ano yung next na itatry mo, kung hindi yan yung sagot. So, ibig sabihin, from this, eliminated na yung 17% mo. Tama? Ang dalawang choices mo, ang next mo na lang, yung dalawa na yan. 13 or 11. Okay? So, kaya dito, dalawang beses ka lang magta-trial and error, for sure, makukuha mo na yung sagot mo. Kasi class, kapag ang ginawa ko kanina, 11%, for example, yung trinay ko, ay kulang. Magti-13% ako, ay kulang. Magsis-15 ako, ay kulang. Iisa-isahin mo yan. Kapag gitna yung trinay mo, automatic, yung next na trial and error mo, cancel out na yung, or cancel na yung isa dyan. It's either yung 17 or yung 13. Gets mo yan? Okay, so ulitin ko. Pag sa board exam, IRR yung tanong, trial and error yan. Since may choices naman, piliin mo yung nasa gitna. From there, since inverse yung relationship, ang next na itatry mo, either mas mababa or mas mataas. In our case, gusto natin mas tumaas siya, kasi 240 yung target natin, ibababa natin yung discount rate. Kaya from 15, 13 yung next na ginamit natin. Ang ginamit natin ng 13, nakuha natin yung 240,000, that's why yun yung internal rate of return. Okay? Okay yan. That's for question number 4. Punta muna tayo sa problem 3. Problem 3, bago tayo mag-break. Okay, problem 3. Bea Corporation is considering a capital budgeting project. This project will initially require a 25,000 investment and a 3,000 working capital. The useful life of this project is 5 years with an expected salvage value of 0. The working capital will be released at the end of 5 years. The new system is expected to generate cash flows of 9,000 per year for the next 5 years. Discount rate is 14%. What is the NPV? Actually, kasi for me, madali lang yung topic na to ng NPV. Basta na-gets mo yung concept, kung paano tayo nagpe-present value, okay, and pag gagawa ka ng timeline, yun yung talagang technique sa NPV. Lagi kang gagamit ng timeline, okay? Para mas ma-visualize mo kung ano yung nangyari sa investment. So, ganito class gagawin ko dyan. Sulat ko muna. Ilang years? 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now, how much yung invest natin? Well, nag-invest tayo ng 25,000. Sir, ano yung working capital? Sir, sabi dyan, equipment and the 3,000 working capital. Well, class yung working capital, alam natin sa FAR, ang formula dyan, current assets minus current liabilities, tama? Pero wag mo siyang isipin na gano'n. Ang working capital class, yun yung, ano ba yung current assets? Cash, AR, inventory, yung mga current assets. Yung working capital, ito yung ginagamit mo sa everyday operations. Okay? Sa MS, isipin mo yung working capital na cash. Okay? So, working capital, ibig sabihin, meron tayong cash na 3,000, ginagamit mo yun sa everyday operations. Paano yun, sir? Pambayad ng rent, pambayad ng salaries, pambili ng inventory, and so on and so forth. So again, pag sabing working capital, yun yung ginagamit mo na current assets. Isipin mo na para mas madali, cash. Yun yung ginagamit mo sa everyday operations. Okay? So it means, yung working capital is also considered an investment or a net cash flow, cash outflow. Dito siya, minus 3,000 yan. Buha mo yung class? Okay, pag working capital, ang sabi dyan, the working capital will be released at the end of 5 years. Babalik sa atin. Yung cash na ginagamit natin everyday, okay, pag natapos na yung project, magagamit ulit natin yun. Therefore, inflow siya after 5 years. Oh, mag-plus 5,000 ka dito. Plus 3,000, sorry. Plus 3,000 ka dyan. Okay, so, di ba, nakita nyo, mas na-visualize natin kung ano yung nangyayari. And then every year daw, class, meron tayong cash inflows na 9,000. So, ganito gagawin ko dyan. Year 1, meron tayong 9,000. Year 2, 9,000. 9K na nalagay ko. Year 1, meron tayong 9K. Year 2, 9K. Year 3, Year 4, and Year 5. Okay, so yun nga, kung talaga naiintindihan nyo yung pag-present value, paano natin kumpitin yung NPV dyan? Ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Okay, so, present value of cash outflows, ito na yun. 25,000 saka yung 3,000, tama? Inflows muna pala. Present value of cash inflows minus present value of cash outflows, you get your net present value. Yung present value of cash outflows, yun na yung 28,000 natin. Wala nang problema. Okay. Ang kukumpitin na natin, class, is the present value of cash inflows. Paano yan, sir? Ganun gagawin ko dyan. Tingnan nyo, ha? Ang ENPV ko muna, ang present value ko muna yung 9,000. Okay? Since every year yan, equal, ordinary annuity gagawin ko dyan. Okay? So, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Dalawa yung sources ko na inflows. 9,000 times, kunin yung calculator nyo. Ilang percent? 14% yung discount rate. 1.14 equals, divide, equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayun. Nakuha kong PV factor 3.4331 times 3.4331. Okay? Multiply natin sa 9,000. 30898. Okay? 30898. Okay. Ngayon, meron pa akong isang inflow, which is yung 3,000. Okay, ano gagawin mo dyan? Isa lang yan Tama? Isang inflow 5 years from now. Present value of 1 lang yan. Okay, paano yun, sir? O, ganito gagawin ko. 1.14 divide, hindi na ako mag-M+. Basta mag-i-equal lang ako for 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.519. Okay, so 3,000 times 0.5194. So, how much yan? Times 3,000, you get 1558. 1558. So, how much yung total cash inflows natin? Or present value of cash inflows? 30,898 plus 1558, you get 32,456. 32,456. 32,456 minus natin sa 28,000, your net present value is 4,456 or 4,454. Rounding off lang yan. Letter C. Okay? So, ayan. So, ang ginawa ko, class, step 1, plinat ko muna sa timeline. Kasi pag may timeline ka, madaling ma-visualize. Yung working capital, ano yan? Investment yan. Considered as investment. Kaya pumasok siya dito sa cash outflow. Ngayon, kaya lang, sabi sa problem, babalik daw sa'yo. So, 5 years from now, babalik sa'yo yung 3,000. Kailangan mo yung present value yan. Ayun. Times 0.5194. Okay? Paano ginawa mo dyan? 1.14 and then 5 times ako nag-equals. Dito naman, ordinary annuity kasi 1 year from now ma-receive, bawat equals mo, nag-M plus ka per 5 times. Ordinary annuity yun. Kaya, add natin yan. Ito yung total na present value of cash inflows minus sa invest natin, NPV 4456 or 4454. Okay, that's for number 3. Let's have a short break before we continue answering our exercises.